When Tong Nian came to the training room, Ling Shan looked at her, chatted with her secretly, and happily asked how she and Han Shangyan met. Han Shangyan rushed over at this time, and immediately reprimanded him with a cold face. Zhou Shan came to the training room, and Tong Nian asked Han Shangyan dissatisfiedly whether Zhou Shan came every day. Han Shangyan gave an affirmative answer, and said that he still had many occasions to get along with Zhou Shan. This made Tong Nian immediately unhappy when she heard it, but thinking that this was all work, she became helpless. Tong Nian was sitting on the outdoor table. Han Shangyan walked over, and Tong Nian chatted with him about artificial intelligence. She also said that her job was to use face recognition technology to facilitate criminal investigation. Even if the prisoner escaped, he would be quickly found out by face recognition technology. Tong Nian said that she wanted to know more about Han Shangyan. After hearing this, Han Shangyan took her to the training room, organized a match with Ling Shan face to face, and fought fiercely with him. Ling Shan knew that he was invincible, but he had no choice but to hastily fight. Tong Nian said happily that she finally had the opportunity to witness her idol compete in person. After a while, Han Shangyan defeated Ling Shan. This opened the eyes of the team members to the level of Han Shangyan. In the evening, Han Shangyan and Tong Nian had dinner together, and Han Shangyan started chewing hungrily. He also told Tong Nian that he would never pick too much when eating for the sake of competition. Zhou Shan gathered many team members together and told them that a game would be organized this time, and in the end, only 5 people were cruelly selected as the winners. The assistant sent the photos one by one, and wanted the players to draw their opponents. People from KK and SP matched up one by one, ready for a duel. Soon, the people on both sides were sitting in front of the computer, and they were ready. Not long after the fight, Shenjia and Oh Chang defeated their opponents one by one, and other team members were also fighting fiercely, winning and losing each other. The assistant wrote the list of winners on the blackboard one by one. After a fierce competition, Zhou Shan announced the list of all the winners of the duel, and Wu Bai's name was also among the winners. Tong Nian and Han Shangyan stayed in the yard, and the KK players walked by. Han Shangyan said dissatisfiedly that their grades were too poor. How could they lose to SP? The team members said unconvinced that Shenjia and Wu Bai still beat their opponents. However, the ruthless Han Shangyan still punished them face to do push-ups. During the period, Han Shangyan asked Tong Nian about artificial intelligence. Tong Nian told him that artificial intelligence could also be used in the medical field, and it can do a lot. Not long after, the SP teams who passed by, feeling the heat, took off their clothes and fled into the water one after another, playing. In the evening, Han Shangyan was about to say goodbye to Tong Nian. He said that he still had 2 meetings after 10 o'clock. Tong Nian said that he worked hard. She was reluctant to leave Han Shangyan. Han Shangyan said, if this was the case, then he could take her to work with him. After hearing this, Tong Nian immediately followed up happily. In the room, Han Shangyan put on headphones for work, and Tong Nian asked him puzzledly why he had to wear it every time he worked. Han Shangyan put the earphones on her head, saying that the voice inside could help people to work. Tong Nian tried to listen to it, and really felt that the rhythm inside was very helpful to people's work. Soon, Tong Nian fell asleep on the chair alone. Han Shangyan stroked Tong Nian's hair, feeling very warm. After a while, Tong Nian woke up again. Tong Nian went back to her room to pack up her things, came back out again, boarded the bus with Han Shangyan and the others, and went to the outskirts for training. In the car, Tong Nian fiddled with her computer, doing something mysterious. The KK team members came to a big mountain, and Han Shangyan told them to get into training immediately, and all the team members cried out. After all, Han Shangyan had not stopped training them, which was too hard. Ling Shan even took the lead in raising difficulties, saying that the training method of Han's Heng dialect was too unbearable. At this time, Han Shangyan recalled Ling Shan's previous training, and his words contained great expectations for Ling Shan. Ling Shan felt guilty when he heard this, and immediately recognized his mistake, and quickly started training with the team members. Tong Nian showed Han Shangyan a game she made, saying that she had made it for 2 nights and specially gave it to him. Han Shangyan was very surprised when he saw this, and said that Tong Nian had paid so much, why did she make a game for him? But after speaking, he was very moved again, and immediately closed his eyes, wanting to kiss Tong Nian. But at this time, the noise of the nearby players came over and interrupted them. Tong Nian and Han Shangyan came to a very high wooden bridge together, but Han Shangyan couldn't go on when he got halfway. Now Tong Nian was very proud, and shouted loudly into the distance. Now she knew that the biggest weakness of Han Shangyan was that he was afraid of heights. Han Shangyan couldn't take it anymore at this time. He just ignored Tong Nian and ran towards the end of the wooden bridge by himself, looking very embarrassed. Tong Nian packed up her things and was about to leave Sonia. Han Shangyan sent her to the car, and Tong Nian reluctantly said goodbye to him. Soon, Tong Nian finally returned to school. Not long after returning to school, she hurriedly sent a message of concern to Han Shangyan. Yaya walked over at this time, and Tong Nian said that she had already made a boyfriend. Yaya asked anxiously, "Who was it then?" Tong Nian began to talk like a tongue twister, saying that she broke up with a man first, and then got back together soon. Only then did Yaya realize that it was the same man that Tong Nian had been talking to her for so long. Tong Nian didn't want to talk to her and left. Yaya hilariously imagined herself, what kind of person was Tong Nian's boyfriend? In her imagination, she actually imagined Han Shangyan as a big fat man. At the hotel in Sanya, Zhou Shan surrounded Han Shangyan again and struck up a conversation with him, but Han Shangyan didn't want to talk to her at all, and left by himself. In the school dormitory, Yaya asked about Tong Nian's boyfriend again. Tong Nian couldn't take it anymore, so she had to talk to her directly about Han Shangyan. She told Yaya that the boyfriend she knew was a champion of the cybersecurity competition. Yaya didn't believe it at all. Soon, Tong Nian sat in front of the computer with her and showed her the information of Shenzhe, Ling Shan and others. This made Yaya's eyes widen in shock. After all Tong Nian showed to her were famous people.